What if I told you one man's vision could change the course of history? Picture a world where oppression and subjugation are the norm. Now, imagine a man stepping forward, daring to dream of a different path, a path of freedom and equality. This is not a mere flight of fancy. This is a tale of true grit, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. A tale that takes us back to the late 18th century, to the heart of the Caribbean. Our protagonist? A former slave, a man of extraordinary courage and conviction, who would rise to become a leader, a beacon of hope for those yearning for liberation. His vision would ignite a revolution that would forever alter the trajectory of an entire nation, leaving an indelible mark on the pages of history. This man is none other than Toussaint Louverture, a name that echoes through the annals of time. Born into the brutality of slavery, Louverture's story begins on the plantations of French-controlled Saint-Domingue. In the mid-18th century, the birth of a child named François-Dominique Toussaint Breda may have seemed unremarkable to the casual observer. But this child, born into the harsh reality of slavery, was destined to become the legendary Toussaint Louverture. His early life on the Breda plantation was marked by the inhumane conditions of slavery, a system that treated human beings as property. His father, Hippolyte, was an Arada prince captured and enslaved, and his mother, Pauline, was a devout Catholic who instilled in him a strong moral compass. From them, Louverture learned about the dignity and worth of every human being, lessons that would later shape his revolutionary ideals. Louverture was fortunate to have a master who recognized his intelligence and allowed him access to education, a rare privilege in those times. This education, coupled with his natural curiosity, led him to read widely, and he developed a particular interest in the writings of the French Enlightenment, which championed the rights of man. While still a slave, Louverture worked as a coachman, a position that allowed him to move around the plantation and interact with many people. These interactions exposed him to the stories of brutality and suffering that were the daily realities of most slaves. These experiences would later fuel his deep-seated desire for freedom and equality. Even as a young man, Louverture demonstrated a natural ability for leadership. He was known to mediate disputes among his fellow slaves, and his strong sense of justice and fairness earned him respect and admiration. In the late 1700s, Louverture earned his freedom. However, his freedom did not dull his empathy for those who remained in chains. Instead, it only strengthened his resolve to fight for the emancipation of his people. Despite these challenging beginnings, Louverture was destined for greatness. And indeed, his humble beginnings were the foundation upon which he would build a legacy that continues to inspire and resonate today. The story of Toussaint Louverture is a testament to the power of the human spirit to rise above adversity, to challenge the status quo, and to strive for a world where freedom, equality, and dignity are not just ideals, but realities for all. As the winds of revolution began to blow across the Atlantic, Louverture found himself swept up in the storm. The late 18th century was a time of great upheaval and change. The American Revolution had just concluded, and the French Revolution was in full swing. Echoes of liberty, equality, and fraternity were heard across the globe, reaching the shores of the French colony of Saint-Domingue, today known as Haiti. In Saint-Domingue, the seeds of rebellion were being sown. The majority of the population was enslaved, working under brutal conditions on sugar and coffee plantations. The French Revolution's ideals of freedom and equality resonated deeply with these enslaved individuals, igniting a spark that would soon explode into the Haitian Revolution. Enter Toussaint Louverture, a man born into slavery, yet destined to lead his people to freedom. Louverture's early involvement in the revolution was characterized by his unwavering belief in the cause of freedom and his exceptional leadership skills. He was not a bystander to the unfolding events. He was an active participant, using his understanding of the land and its people to guide the revolution. Early on, Louverture demonstrated an uncanny ability to strategize. He understood the importance of unity in the face of a common enemy. He knew that the enslaved population, the free people of color, and the poor whites had more to gain by working together than by remaining divided. With this understanding, Louverture was able to unite these disparate groups under a common banner of liberation. But it was not just his strategic mind that set Louverture apart. He was a charismatic leader, inspiring loyalty and devotion in his followers. He led by example, always at the forefront of the fight, risking his life for the freedom of his people. Louverture's leadership and strategic skills did not go unnoticed. He quickly rose through the ranks, earning the respect and admiration of his comrades. His commitment to the cause and his ability to unite and lead his people were instrumental in the early stages of the revolution. Louverture quickly rose through the ranks, demonstrating a natural aptitude for leadership and military strategy. Louverture's fight for freedom was marked by a fervor and determination that would cement his place in history. This was not a man who merely dreamt of change, he was a man who demanded it, not just for himself, but for all the enslaved people of Saint-Domingue. In the throes of the Haitian Revolution, Louverture emerged as a beacon of hope. His strategic genius was evident in the way he navigated the tumultuous waters of rebellion. From the siege of Savannah to the Battle of Vertières, his leadership was instrumental in turning the tide of the revolution. At the siege of Savannah, Louverture, then a mere lieutenant, demonstrated his tactical prowess. Despite the overwhelming odds, he managed to lead his troops to a victory that served as a turning point in the revolution. It was here that Louverture's reputation as a formidable military leader began to take shape. But Louverture's strategic brilliance was not confined to the battlefield. He was also a master of diplomacy. He understood the importance of forming alliances and leveraged the complicated geopolitical landscape to his advantage. His alliance with the Spanish and later the French was a strategic move that significantly bolstered the strength of the revolution. Yet it was the Battle of Vertières that truly cemented Louverture's place in history. Here he led his troops to a decisive victory against the British, effectively ending their involvement in the Haitian Revolution. This victory was a testament to Louverture's determination and strategic brilliance, sending a clear message to the world. The enslaved people of Saint-Domingue were not to be underestimated. Under Louverture's leadership, the enslaved people of Saint-Domingue began to see the possibility of freedom. His fight for freedom was not just a fight against physical chains, but also against the chains of oppression and inequality. It was a fight that would inspire countless others and pave the way for the birth of the world's first Black Republic. In the midst of chaos and conflict, Louverture emerged as a beacon of hope and a symbol of freedom. In the tumultuous times of the Haitian Revolution, a leader was needed to steer the ship towards the shores of freedom. That leader was Toussaint Louverture, a man who had once been a slave himself. His rise to power was not sudden but rather a gradual ascension marked by strategic alliances, military victories, and an unwavering commitment to the cause of liberty. Louverture's leadership was characterized by his ability to unite. He brought together diverse factions and instilled in them a shared vision of a free Haiti. His charisma and political acumen were instrumental in rallying support for his cause. One of his most significant achievements was the establishment of a new constitution in 1801. This was no ordinary document. It was a constitution that abolished slavery forever and declared Haiti an autonomous state. It was a daring move, a direct challenge to the colonial powers of the time, and a bold step towards self-governance. But Louverture didn't stop there. He understood that a free society needed a strong economy to sustain itself. He set about rebuilding Haiti's economy, which had been ravaged by years of conflict. He introduced reforms to agriculture, encouraged trade, and sought to create a society where prosperity was within reach of all, not just the elite. Louverture's vision was not limited to the physical and economic freedom of his people. He also believed in intellectual freedom. He promoted education and literacy, understanding that an enlightened citizenry was key to the success of the new nation. His efforts were not without challenges. There were those who opposed him, both within and outside Haiti. But Louverture stood firm, guided by his conviction that a free and prosperous Haiti was possible. Louverture's vision for a free and prosperous Haiti began to take shape. His leadership set the foundation for a new nation, a beacon of hope in a world where the chains of slavery were still very much a reality. His legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that freedom is not just a right, but a cause worth fighting for. However, Louverture's dream of freedom would not go unchallenged. As the threads of Louverture's life began to unravel, so did the fate of his beloved Saint-Domingue. It was the dawn of the 19th century when he reached the zenith of his power, but the winds of change were blowing, and they carried with them a chilling omen. Louverture had always been a thorn in the side of the French colonial powers. His audacity to envision a world where the shackles of slavery were shattered was a threat they could not ignore. His daring dream of self-rule for his people was a beacon they sought to extinguish. And so, in the year 1802, the French, under the command of Napoleon Bonaparte, set forth a treacherous plan to capture the man who dared to defy them. Louverture, a warrior at heart, did not go down without a fight, yet the forces against him were overwhelming. He was arrested under a guise of diplomacy, a cruel trick that sealed his fate. He was whisked away across the ocean, leaving behind the land he had fought so passionately to liberate. His final years were spent in the cold, harsh confines of a French prison. The man who had once led armies, who had stood against the might of colonial powers, was now reduced to a prisoner, his body succumbing to the brutal conditions of his confinement. In the bitter cold of a French winter, on the 7th of April, 1803, Toussaint Louverture breathed his last. However, the story did not end there. The flame that Louverture had ignited could not be extinguished by his demise. His dream lived on in the hearts of his people. His vision of a free Saint-Domingue was realized when, a year after his death, the land he loved declared its independence, and Haiti was born. Despite his tragic end, Louverture's legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to fight for freedom. His story serves as a poignant reminder that the quest for liberty often comes at a high price, but the echoes of freedom it leaves behind resonate through eternity. So, what does it mean to remember Toussaint Louverture today? Toussaint Louverture, the leader of the Haitian Revolution, was more than just a military strategist. He was a beacon of hope, a symbol of freedom, and an unforgettable hero. His legacy, though often obscured by time and politics, remains a powerful testament to the courage and resilience of the human spirit. Louverture's life was a testament to the power of determination. Born into slavery, he rose to become the leader of the only successful slave revolt in history. His journey was not easy, but he never wavered in his commitment to his cause. He fought tirelessly for the abolition of slavery, believing in the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. His role in the Haitian Revolution was pivotal. He led his troops with a strategic brilliance that was unparalleled, often outmaneuvering more experienced and better equipped opponents. His leadership brought Haiti its independence and set a precedent for other nations in the fight against colonialism and slavery. But Louverture's impact extends beyond his military achievements. He was a visionary who dreamed of a world where all people, regardless of their race or social status, could live in freedom and dignity. He worked to build a society that was just and equitable, where the rights of all citizens were respected and protected. His vision was not realized in his lifetime. He died in a French prison, far from the land he loved and fought for. But his dream lived on, inspiring generations of freedom fighters and civil rights activists. Louverture's legacy is a testament to the power of one man's vision to change the world. His life is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one can rise to great heights and make a meaningful difference. As we reflect on the life and legacy of Toussaint Louverture, we are reminded of the power of hope, the strength of the human spirit, and the enduring pursuit of freedom and justice. He was, and remains, an unforgotten hero. Louverture's story is a testament to the power of one man's vision to change the world. Toussaint Louverture's life was a testament to the power of a single individual to change the course of history. Born into slavery, Louverture knew the sting of oppression, the weight of chains, yet he refused to be defined by his circumstances. Instead, he chose to rise, to fight, and ultimately to lead. Louverture's journey from slave to revolutionary leader was not an easy one. It demanded courage, tenacity, and an unwavering belief in the cause of freedom. And it was this very journey that would see him become the catalyst for the Haitian Revolution, sparking a flame of rebellion that would burn brightly across the Caribbean and beyond. Through his military genius, Louverture was able to outmaneuver and outwit his adversaries, turning the tide of battle in favor of the enslaved. He was not just a skilled tactician, but also a visionary leader who dreamed of a free and equal Haiti. And it was this dream that would guide his actions, shaping not only the course of the revolution, but also the destiny of an entire nation. Yet, perhaps Louverture's greatest legacy lies not in his military victories, but in the enduring symbol of resistance and resilience that he has become. His name is synonymous with the struggle for freedom, a beacon of hope for all those who dare to dream of a world free from the shackles of oppression. In reflecting on Louverture's life and contributions, it becomes clear that his impact extends far beyond the borders of Haiti. His story resonates across time and space, a powerful reminder of the indomitable spirit of humanity and the transformative power of a single individual. From his humble beginnings to his heroic end, Toussaint Louverture remains a symbol of resilience, courage, and the unending fight for freedom. His life serves as a testament to the enduring power of hope, the unyielding strength of the human spirit, and the undeniable truth that even in the face of adversity, one person can indeed change the course of history.